Today, we're jumping into a vision from the book of Daniel that was so intense, so frightening, it left the prophet himself an absolute wreck. And believe me, this isn't just some dusty old story. It's a look into a vision that shapes so much of what's to come.
Just let that sink in for a second. This wasn't some abstract prophecy he was looking at from a distance. He says his spirit was distressed. The visions were alarming him. This was a deeply personal, terrifying experience. And really getting a handle on his fear is the key to unlocking this whole chapter.
So that's the big question we're tackling. What in the world did a prophet, a guy who stared down kings and wasn't afraid of a lion's den, see that left him so completely shaken? Let's dive in and find out.
Now, what's really interesting here is that the roles are totally flipped. Up to this point, Daniel's been the guy interpreting dreams for kings, but not this time. Now he's the one having the vision. He's not on the outside looking in anymore. He's right in the thick of it. The whole thing kicks off with this incredibly dramatic scene, a massive, chaotic sea just being churned up by the winds of heaven. And out of this mess, 4 enormous beasts come rising up. Now, these aren't just animals. They represent powerful, violent, and frankly unnatural earthly kingdoms built on sheer domination.
So, let's take a closer look at these creatures. The vision really starts to build here, with each beast getting more and more unsettling, all leading up to the real source of Daniel's fear.
So first, Daniel sees a lion with eagle's wings, then a bear just gorging itself, and then a leopard with 4 heads. But they're almost like an opening act. The vision moves past them pretty fast. They set the stage, showing this pattern of destructive empires, but they're just the warm-up for the main event.
And this is where everything grinds to a halt for Daniel. The 4th beast is something else entirely. It's so horrifying, he can't even compare it to any animal he knows. This is the creature that grabs all of his attention and all of his fear.
I mean, just look at how it's described. Dreadful, terrifying, incredibly strong. It's got these huge iron teeth, and it doesn't just conquer things. It devours them, crushes them, and then tramples whatever is left. And those 10 horns, that's a symbol of massive power. But believe it or not, the terror is about to get even worse.
Just when you think it can't possibly get any more frightening, a new character emerges from this already terrifying beast. And this little detail is what takes Daniel from being alarmed to being truly, deeply distressed. From among those 10 horns, this little horn pops up. But don't let the name fool you. This isn't just another symbol of raw power. This horn has human-like eyes, it's intelligent, and a mouth that is just spouting these arrogant boasts against God himself. And here's the kicker. It wages war against the saints, God's people, and it looks like it's winning. This is the heart of Daniel's terror.
And right here, this is the turning point of the entire vision. Just as this little horn is at the absolute peak of its arrogance and power, the whole scene just shifts on a dime.
So let's get the picture. On Earth, things look really, really bad. The 4th beast is on a rampage, and the little horn is blaspheming God and crushing his people. From any earthly point of view, it looks like evil has won.
But then, bam, in a flash, the scene changes. With no transition at all, we are pulled from the chaos on earth straight into the throne room of heaven. And what a scene it is. Thrones are set in place. The Ancient of Days, that's God himself, takes his seat. He's described as being like pure white snow, and his throne is a blazing fire. Thousands upon thousands are serving him. The heavenly court is officially in session, and the books of judgment are opened.
Okay, the timing here is absolutely critical. You have to see the order of events. The horn is still boasting on earth. The saints are still suffering. But the verdict, the judgment, is happening in heaven before the fight is over on earth. Heaven makes the first move.
So into this heavenly courtroom comes a new, absolutely central figure, and he is heaven's definitive answer to those beasts.
Daniel sees this figure he describes as one like a son of man, and he's arriving on the clouds of heaven. He looks human, but the way he travels shows he's divine. And get this, he's not coming down to earth, he's going up, presented before the very throne of the Ancient of Days.
And the contrast here is just stunning, isn't it? The beasts came up from the chaotic sea below. The Son of Man comes from the clouds of heaven above. They're monstrous and violent, he's human-like and majestic. Their power is temporary, but he is given an everlasting kingdom that will never, ever be destroyed.
So you'd think this would be it, right? Daniel can finally relax.
He's seen the heavenly court, he's seen the Son of Man get the kingdom, and yet he tells us he's still deeply troubled. Why? What's going on?
I mean, this feels like the moment of relief. The good guy won. The kingdom is secure, story's over. We have to ask the same question Daniel was probably asking himself. If the Son of Man has the kingdom, isn't the problem solved?
The answer, chillingly, is not yet. In that gap, that tension between the heavenly verdict and the earthly reality, that is what is truly alarming the prophet. He knows how it ends, but he can still see the persecution happening right now. And this shows us a really crucial pattern for how God's rule plays out. First, in heaven, the authority is given. It's a done deal. But second, on earth, the conflict and persecution are allowed to continue for a specific, limited amount of time. And only at the very end is the horn's power visibly and completely destroyed for good.
And the big takeaway for Daniel and for us is right here. This vision gives us a solid foundation to stand on while we live in that tension. We're not waiting around to see if God's kingdom will win. We're learning how to live faithfully while his already decided victory unfolds in real time. Because what feels so chaotic and unresolved down here has already been settled up there.
And this leaves us right where it leaves Daniel, with the one question that will haunt him for the rest of the book. It's the question anyone asks when they see suffering and injustice. The victory is certain, but how long? And that question just hangs there, both a promise and a mystery, driving everything that's still to come.